Discretion is advised.
I'm trying not to be new today, guys. Maybe I am gonna be new. You know, I don't know what episode this is. I'm in the wrong day's show notes, guys. Isn't this fantastic? I don't know what I did, but I did something. But, guys, happy Thursday. You're listening and or watching Pwnecast. This is episode 245. We are in patch 8.1.5 for probably, mid-May? Question mark? 77-day cycle? Patch 8.2? Don't know, don't remember. Tonight, we're going to be talking about a lot of really random stuff. We are down secret because Amazon owns his soul, so here we are. And we are a little bit late, and I apologize. And we didn't have a show last week, and I apologize for that. It's just been one of those months, years, decades. Decades sounds a lot more like it. I'm nursing a cold. Got a little bit of cold med buzz going on, so I apologize for the many stupid things that I'm probably going to say throughout the show. But we have a show, and that's all that matters. So go grab a drink and... I'm sorry.
In 2014, a crack commando unit was banned from trade chat for comments they didn't make. These men and women promptly escaped from the Stormwind stockades to the Iron Forge underground. Today, still hunted by the trolls of trade chat, they survive as soldiers of fortune. If you have a problem, if no one else can help, and if you can find them, then maybe you can hire the Pwnecast. Leader and brains of the operation, it's Belle.
I want tacos so bad.
Betrayer of the priestly order and huntard extraordinaire, it's Remedies.
Then how did you eat it in the first place?
With the Pwnecast team assembled, let the battle for Azeroth begin.
I want whatever you're on, Envy, because clearly you're on it. It sounds like something's on fire, probably your brain. Welcome back. If you are new to Pwnecast, my name is Belle. I apologize in advance for, whatever's going to ensue. It's probably going to be a short show, probably about an hour, mostly because cold meds and attention span. And it is our healer's birthday today.
Happy birthday, Shitty Heels. You're fucking sexy, man. Not literally, you're a fucking ugly person, but I love you to death. I've known this man for 12 years. We feed
Isn't
off
he
each
your
other.
boss?
He is my boss, but we both started working together. So a brief history about Shitty Heels and myself. We went to the same college, the prestigious ITT Technical Institute.
Hey, that is prestigious, okay?
And we graduated at the same time. We didn't know each other until we started working at the very exact same company, and we're like, you went to ITT Tech, right? Like, yeah, so did you, huh? Which location? Oh my god, did they make a commercial about you? They didn't? Well, fuck, let's have a drink to that. It's his birthday. He's an awesome person. If you ever join our guild, and I encourage you to do so, this man can teach you the ins and outs, everything about Warcraft logs, Mr. Robot. This motherfucker actually, excuse my language, because he is one. This SOB, he is the best at what he does. He's a numbers guy. He can teach you numbers. If you want to improve, he's the guy to talk to. You gotta come to our guild first.
He makes me want to be a better person.
I don't want to go that far.
He's my partner on Grown. And I'm always very aware of where he is. Because you have to not leave your wingman. Because that happened one time, and look what happened when you leave your wingman.
You know, the greatest thing, though, is we actually did BOD this last Monday. We didn't raid on Sunday for obvious reasons. But Monday we did BOD, and Belle was unavailable the entire time. And we pretty much one-shotted everything until we got to opulence. Can you
Listen,
tell us why we started failing, though?
listen, I want to tell you that it was not my fault. Although I did struggle a little bit, but I'm going to blame the dropping of the, what is that electricity?
The
Volatile.
little electricity orb. I don't know. I don't get it. I'm a fucking tank.
So the best place to drop that is in the corners, right? Well, two things happen. We have Mr. Bean, who likes to stay in the corner. So when I go to drop my orb in the corner, he's there. And then we have others who, it's lost on them, the concept of the corner. So when you're in the room that's got the fire beam, you have to, the best idea is just to chunk it into one spot, right? You just chunk it, chunk it, chunk it.
Or running around the corner, the edges.
Right. But if there's a ton of those volatiles in the sides and at the corners, you have to pick the lesser of the two evils. And then what ended up happening is I just ran through it all because I was just like, fuck it. Like, at this point, let's just go ham and do it. But to be fair, my rating is very painful because of my carpal and my right hand got really worse. So it's not an excuse, but it makes me a very grumpy raider.
I think you're just grumpy in general, but
Maybe.
just leave it at that.
I mean, you're probably not wrong. I keep
I'm
dropping the
never
medicine
wrong.
instead of taking it because my cold meds are going to start wearing off here soon. But, so, let's talk about what's happening April 30th on Tuesday for the reset. We've got the weekly event, which is going to be time walking, which means Miss a Pandaria time walking. And we've got the Gravity Lapse PvP Brawl, which, again, I went into that last time it was up, and I hadn't been into that one specifically, and I really enjoyed it. I gotta say, I really enjoyed just the different, something new, really. And then Volunteer Guard Day, April 28th. Go volunteer to be a guard in Stormwind or I think it's Orgrimmar too. Because who doesn't want to be a guard, right?
Is that sort of like me volunteering at the border to make sure?
That's actually a really good question.
I have questions, is all.
It's actually a really good question. I wonder.
I'll be honest. I've never done any of these, like, holiday things, like volunteer to be a guard or pick up a bunch of, like, nostalgic quest items for, like,
The only one I don't do is Ungoro Crater. That just, it's lost on me, and it could very well be like a me thing. I'm not saying it isn't, but it's the only one that isn't. I really like the Kirin Tor Tavern Crawl. That's like one of my favorites. For no particular reason, just something fun to do. And it's interesting.
I don't know. I just can't get into them. It's like, unless there's a reason for me to do it other than nostalgia, I really won't do it. And
Yeah.
even nostalgia is kind of like, I'll do ICC for Invincible, but that's about it.
I actually stopped doing a lot of my mount farms. I realized I'm a collector, but I go and just so much disappointment for mounts that I would never ride them.
I don't know. You got to find the right mount for you. For me, it was Invincible. I mean, a death.
Mine are any version of the hippogriffs. Those are my get down. Any version of the hippogriffs, I absolutely love. But I typically use, like, when we can't fly, I use my warlock mounts because, warlock things. And I like them. But, like, on my alts, I use my hippogriff because, I don't know, the hippogriff, the fact that it runs on the ground and it's a normal motion versus floating above the ground as a flying mount, like, I appreciate those, like, visual aesthetics, like the...
I get it. And that's what I sort of get with Invincible. Invincible's a horse, but he can fly too, which is kind of cool. But
Don't you think that's kind of weird that horses can fly when there isn't any wings?
it's dead. Nothing makes sense about it. But here we are.
I have Headless Horseman and it doesn't make any sense to me.
I also have the Headless Horseman.
I just caught a glimpse of my face and I look terrible.
just got a
This
glimpse of my face.
this is the worst I have ever looked on the show ever. I think maybe I don't know. This is I gave zero effort in my appearance, guys, and I can't even be sorry because I.
I'm gonna I'm gonna go ahead and get put on the shit list right now. That forehead though.
I know it's huge, right?
No.
It doesn't even really bother me anymore. I don't think it ever did. It never occurred to me to. It never occurred to me to like.
The only thing out of the ordinary, and I mentioned it before the show, is your lack of background. See,
Oh
Groot?
yeah, you do see Groot. So, by next show, I'm hoping if I could get my life together, or at least get my ducks like in the same neighborhood. I don't even need my ducks in a row. I just need them in like the same neighborhood. I pulled out all of my decorations from when we put up the wall, not a Trump wall, but the soundproof wall so that I don't have to hear my children. We took everything down, all my decorations, everything was pulled down and we rearranged, and I never put everything back up. Like I put some stuff, like a lot of my Groot and my Marvel stuff is up, but I have a problem where all my fandoms like are just jumbled together. I have like my Star Trek stuff with my Groot stuff. I have my Marvel stuff with my WoW stuff. Like, I don't really have it themed out in sections. It's just kind of all my fandoms together. And then there's random Lord of the Rings things in there. And
You sound like a Jordan Peele in that skit that he did in Key and Peele. It's like he's ordering a pizza, right? And he's just like, "Yeah, my girl." He's talking about God, what the hell, Liv Tyler, in Lord of the Rings. I
Oh,
know,
yeah.
I know. I'm going to hell for not remembering her name, but like, yeah, my girl Liv, she wants a pepperoni
it's
pizza.
Arwen.
Thank you. But I'm the same way. I used to be pretty anal, if you will, about like all my Doom stuff goes over here, all my WoW stuff goes. I don't care anymore. It's
Yeah,
the
it's
older
just
you
kind of
get, the
everywhere.
less. I understand what. I'm sorry if you're listening to this, Rick, but I understand how Rick feels. He's like, the hell with it. It requires too much effort. I just want easy.
I realized the other day how old I am in terms of thought process. So when I was younger, all the latest and greatest of tech and automation and like all the things that the world was on the cusp of when I was younger, I was so excited for that future and I just embraced it. And last week, my right hand has been in constant pain. I have had zero relief. I can't even open my doorknob because pressure hurts. So that tells me that I can no longer avoid not having surgery, and I'm probably going to have it, but we'll find out because I did x-rays. But I called an orthopedic surgeon because that's what I was told to do. Now, I assumed there was like I had a ear, nose, and throat doctor. I assumed that an orthopedic surgeon was like a hand doctor, which he is, except their whole focus is surgery. Their focus isn't anything else, it's surgery. They don't have just like a hand guy that just like specializes in hands where surgery isn't involved. So I called the orthopedic surgeon and she said, well, we'll have you come in, do x-ray and an MRI, and then for your consult, we do a video consult. I said, what do you mean we do a video consult? She goes, well, we do a video consult so you don't have to come into the office. And like, so you're telling me that there isn't a doctor that's going to look at the hand and going to look at the stuff and tell me the stuff. You're going to have me on video with who to talk about what we're going to do with my hand. And she's like, well, it's the way most of the offices are going these days. They're doing everything automated. And for when it comes to consults, it's easier to just do them over video. So I said, is there a possibility I could just come in and see a human? Like, I'm all for not having to put on pants and not going to a doctor's office. I don't like doctors, but I'm kind of feeling like I need a personal touch here. Like, my hands are my livelihood. I work remote. Without my hands, I can't work. So, like, I got my feet, but... So I get off the phone and I tell my husband, when did I become that guy that's like... Old me would have loved that I didn't have to go into an office, that it could just be over a video. Like, the old me would have loved it. But, like, the old me is not jiving with fancy video conferences via doctor's offices. That was a nice sidebar. But yes, the back, I actually have, I I have a Rohan banner that's going to go in the back that was given to me some time ago that was on the opposite side that nobody could see, but there are some things that I would like, to be seen in the background. And then Chaos, which is Julio, he actually sent me this amazing wood Riders of Rohan,
Oh, thank God you finished that sentence.
title. Words are lost on me, but it's got the brackets that signifies it's the guild name. I got that in the mail. I got that in the mail yesterday. But I'm going to start putting and doing all the things. So this is going to be bare until I got half of it done, in the sense of all my cords are fixed, because that was the big problem. Because when I put the office back together after we did the remodeling, I did it really quick because it was show day. And I just threw everything together, and it's bothered me ever since because the cords ran across the desk because I didn't do it properly when I should have done it under the desk. So I fixed it all. Everything's Velcroed. It's all nice and beautiful. It's just a good way to be right now.
I'm not opposed to being lazy. And by the way, here's our PSA. We grew up with, at least I like to think I did, or Warcraft for that matter. 1995, I had a 386. I still had a 386 for Doom. You can tell I'm a fan of Doom. But I also played the hell out of Warcraft and Warcraft 2. And actually, I didn't jump on WoW right away, but I'm a big fan now. So I like to think I'm an older fan, maybe not as old as other people, but here's our PSA. If you're not feeling the greatest, go to the doctor. Go to your clinic, go to whatever. Feel better. Just be you. We want a healthy you so you can play WoW and join us at BlizzCon per se, which just got announced.
We're going to talk about that because I was very medicated when I was reading this situation. I was trying to figure out what the fuck was going on. Then I had to go through. Too. Every year, each of us make like several different reservations at different hotels, and we pick the one that we like the most. Which this year is going to be Portofino, because I really liked it last year. But
me too, boo.
Is that where you're saying? Yeah, I really enjoyed. I enjoyed the convenience, like the fact that the corner store was right there, like everything in the room was nice. I enjoyed it. But yeah. So before I forget, next Thursday, which the only reason I'm telling you guys now is so that you guys can just pre-plan for like Thursday morning, Children's Week. Now's the time to go abuse your orphans. Kultarin and Zandalari added orphans. Actually, let me double check. I'm pretty sure that they did. I remember reading about it, and I remember talking about it. But you might as well get started, because some of the stuff for the Children's Week, if you're trying to do your What a Long Strange Trip, it requires you to take your orphan into battlegrounds, and you have to like cap flags, and it requires teamwork. So bring a group of 4 with you, so that you have a 5-man to at least try to control some things. I think there's 2 different PvP elements that you have to do, but well worth it to get that achievement done. And if you haven't started What a Long Strange Trip, now's the perfect time. Noble Garden really too, because you need to have the Noble Garden stuff. But which Noble Garden is going on until the 29th. I think we talked about it a couple weeks ago, where I talked about there's new like bunny hats. I don't really care about the bunny hats per se, but there's also the Noble Gardener's Hearthstone, which I argued about this and just said, why do I care about all these Hearthstones? But some of them have cool effects, so I can understand, people being interested in having the different effects. But yeah, get your What a Long Strange Trip meta stuff done, so that way you could feel good about literally never using the mount that you get. But it's a pretty mount. It's the Violet Protodrake. You can't be sad about that. Oh, hot fixes too. So there was a couple things that I wanted to talk about, and one of them was the World Quest reward gear maximum eye level has been increased from 360 to 370. That isn't a lot, but I mean,
it's 10 item levels.
It's 10 item levels, and it'll help. So,
which is funny. Shitty Hill, if you're hearing this, this is directed to you, you hateful bastard. But we had a long conversation about this at work. Um, we were really discussing the fact that if they raise the item level for set items, the 360 to 370, they should do that for mythics too. And I disagree, purely 100%. Reason is, while yes, it is viable to gear up 370 via world questing, it's a lot faster to do it via mythic keys.
True.
And mythic keys are really what you should be doing if you just want to progress. If you're an active raider, you should be doing mythic keys, a minimum of 10 a week. If you can't make a 10, make it a 7. Whatever, just strive for the best, whatever you can do. And that's the point. You get to the gear item level that you need to get to, and then start working on bettering yourself. If you can't do that, then these options are always available. But
And the emissary rewards are going up too, from 385 to 395. The Azurite armor will drop a maximum of eye level 400, which it was 385. And I agree. I think World Quest gear and Heroic Dungeon gear, I think those things should be a stepping stone for your alts when you're going out to do the things. There's lots of catch-up mechanics. You can literally go from a fresh 120 to almost heroic raid ready of current tier with very minimal effort and time needed there, especially with the war fronts, which some would argue they don't bring a lot of value, and in truth they don't, but they do when it comes to using them for your alts. So those things continue to make things like that relevant, and he's correct with the mythic pluses. I'm guilty of not doing it myself. I don't know what to say about that, but
she's usually busy, and it works out for me beautifully because I made the mistake of announcing it on, I think it was after a show. It asked Sauce, where you are, you sexy son bitch.
he's working.
With you.
Amazon
Anyway,
owns his soul.
We ended up doing a mythic plus 10 at the time. It was a siege bore out. Like, you want to do a 10 siege? So yeah, for sure. Almost immediately, Belle was off camera. She's in the kitchen, per usual. And I get a text message right away. I'm on the way. That was my bad. I'm sorry, Sauce. But we got the 10 done. Maybe not on time, but we got the 10 done. But I did pug a healer, which...
I'm a firm believer that that's the one thing you should not pug is your healer.
There are some good healers out there. And my philosophy is, this is how I found Ribs, as an example, or a couple of my other healers in other guilds. You pug with what you got, and then you find that one really good healer or DPS or whatever. And they're just as impressed with your tanking or DPS that they'll ask you, like, hey, do you normally do this? I'd love to join you. And that's how friendships are built, people.
Well,
reach out.
it's not hard to make friends. It's just hard to keep them.
Well, if you keep your panties down the entire time.
I guess if your name is Belle, it's hard to keep them, right? We should make sure that we're clarifying.
I just want to make sure that we're not classifying each other as friends, but more as acquaintances. You're like my bean dip 2.0.
Me? No. That's not how that works. That's not how any of this works, because I told you guys a couple weeks ago, my realization on the back porch is I literally have 3 friends. And I'm okay with that, right? I normally have like 20, and I am good with just having my 3. And when I say friends, obviously I have lots of friends, right, guys? So anybody who's listening is like, hey, I thought you were my friend. I'm totally your friend. But like, I have 3 people that are my, they know the ins and outs of my life, and we share all the sufferings, but and I'm okay with that. I don't really want any more. They disappoint you, and people always do, guys. It's a good lesson to learn in life. But I don't really want to make friends. I just want to, I don't know. I want to go back to enjoying my time in World of Warcraft that's not just my time. Like, I want to go back to enjoying the connection that I used to have with people, because I have the connection with WoW, but it's just my connection. The connection's always stronger and it's better when it's shared. But those are my own demons to battle, and I think this is pretty common when you have a tough, year. For me, it's been 2 years really of. I don't know if people are ever gonna just be adults and not be assholes. Maybe this is just par for the course, right? Like, why can't everybody just be like David? I mean, Secret. Or,
Who?
now they said his slave name. But all that drama aside, I think this was nice for them to increase that. I think it was to be expected. I know it just seems like we just started the expansion, but feels like we've been in pretty deep for a while. I think we're pretty sure BlizzCon's going to bring an expansion announcement. It'd be really weird if it didn't.
But it's about every 2 years.
Yeah, it'd be really, really weird if it didn't. And now's the time where they're going to start doing hotfixes and tuning to kind of ease life a little bit for those that have kind of been through it. And, I think it's going to be a good thing if we can survive. I'd like to see them address the leveling still. Although I enjoyed the scaling changes, it still feels like a lot of work, and I don't mind work. I'm not a lazy person. I don't mind, especially in WoW, I don't think everything should be so easy, right? I have an old school mentality where I think you should have to work for some stuff. But once you're on your, 30th fucking tune, it just, I don't know. It loses its flavor in terms of, I don't want to pay $60 to not have to do any of that process. So it's like you either pick and choose. And for me, with my game time being limited, I don't want to spend it 6 hours to gain 2 levels. That just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. So I'm hoping that that's something that they're going to continue to look at, because I think they've made leaps and bounds, but I'd like to see them continue to do that. I think it should be different. But with that, there was a BlizzCon announcement. Now, there's a lot of confusion. We don't got to be confused. I'm going to give you guys the thick of it. Or, okay, I'm not going to give you the thick of it. I'm going to give you the summary, question mark? I don't know.
Synopsis?
Maybe.
Cliff Notes.
So they're not using Universe this year, which is going to be interesting. What they're using is more of everybody gets put in a waiting room and it's random who gets pulled out of it. Everybody's crying because, if I have 5 seconds faster internet, I get to beat you. And now that's not the case because it's up to the powers that be. That's okay. Get some friends. Make a night of it. That's what we do. Make friends, get people. Go in, do the cha-cha. Now, there's, before I forget, November 1st and November 2nd. Like we didn't already know that. 2 waves, Saturday, May 4th, and Wednesday, May 8th. There's 3 different BlizzCon ticket options where before there was only 2. So they've added another one and they've changed the name. It's not like a BlizzCon ticket. It's basically called the BlizzCon Pass, which makes sense. So the BlizzCon Pass is going to be your basic ticket. That's going to be what we've gotten, what goes on sale every year. It's your basic ticket. Gets you your goodies. They have a commemorative... way too much cold med for all that. Collectible that I think you get to choose at checkout. And there's going to be pre-game festivities on Thursday, which I'm not sure how I feel about that, given there's parties that happen on Thursday. So I don't know. But that's what you get for the BlizzCon Pass. It is up $15. It was normally $203. I think it's $226 or something or whatever. I'm bad at math. It isn't that big of a deal. To be fair, I've expected the ticket prices to go higher a long time ago because as the years progress, things become more expensive. It's only logical to assume that the ticket prices would go up, and they haven't. So if anybody's complaining about that extra, $20-ish, it's really not that big of a deal, guys. Like, things go up every year. Stores, stuff gets more expensive because they have to, the price of gas. Like, this is common life. So it just is what it is. Just get over it. Move the fuck on. The BlizzCon Portal Pass, this is like $500. And this gets you preferred parking. You get a special dedicated lounge where they market it as you might run into pro players. Listen, guys, pro players are not going to be in a lounge where everybody else is going to be. I love that Blizzard has marketed that way, and I think that that's a really cool concept to make average plebs think that if they pay an extra $300 that they might be able to see some BlizzCon royalty. But let's be real. They're not going to go do anything where there's normal everyday people, because that's not what they do. When they do it, it's at the Hilton. But there isn't any intermixing or intermingling that isn't controlled. So if the expectation is you're going to pay $500 to meet famous people, you're going to pay $500 to see the guy next door to you, because that's what's going to happen. Like, the main reason, if you are considering buying the $500 one, is there's no more of the other ones, or if you want the different security line. I'm going to be honest. $500 to be in a faster security line versus my normal 200 something, that equates to like 200 something extra monies that would be for tacos and drinking. I just can't imagine. I can't on any day imagine that I would spend $500 on a BlizzCon ticket.
Let me be the devil's advocate here, though. $550. Yeah, it's a lot of money. If you're a single person, man, woman, whatever, $550 might be like a lot of money, or it might not be. But if you can make it, do it. There is nothing wrong with, let me use this as an example. Go to the store. You're looking at 2 bags of broccoli. One bag of broccoli is like 99 cents, but you get 4 ounces. The other one's $2, but you get 8 ounces. Double your money, right? You really want to F around with, all right, let me buy the cheaper bag, and then I'll be back tomorrow to buy another bag, or just buy it now and get it over.
I'd rather buy just what I need, and if I need to buy more than I can, it's better than overbuying. However,
but if you know you're going to use it right away.
The problem with...
Time is money. My time is important. I'll be real.
Really, that week, your time is important? You're not even sober that entire week.
Hold on. Let me tell you this. Last year, I was waiting in line because, let me preface this with, some D-bag decided to I just lost at a football game. Let me go ahead and shoot this person in the chest or something and fuck it up for everybody. First of all, that is a dick move. People like that, you got everything. You deserve all the bad that's coming to you. If you are just a poor sport, you can go to hell. That's my opinion behind it. Same time, I'm waiting in line, and it sucks. The sun's out. I'm from Colorado, so I comfortably got
lines were
a little
not that
fatter.
bad. I was in and out in 6 minutes.
I got a little fatter, and the heat was out and it was hot, but I still waited in line for like 30 minutes.
Which line did you wait in? Because never did I ever in any of the lines going into the convention.
I woke up around 8:30.
Oh, because you got up at ass 30. I don't do any of that.
I don't care. I'm not going to wake up early just to make it in line.
Me neither.
My time is important. But I was at the back of the line. I waited in line for about 45 minutes. I ran into 2 people. I think you know who I ran into, and that was not cute.
Well, so here's the other side of that. If you have the $500 to throw for convenience purposes, okay. However, if you're going with other people, not going to be really fun if you're the only one that can get in before they can. Just throwing that out there. So consider your party too. If you're going solo, cool. Handle it. Get in and do your things. But I can't imagine. To me, it just doesn't make a whole, not in terms of the grand scheme of things. The grand scheme of things and what is really important, at BlizzCon is not all that extra shit. It really isn't. But that's just me. So I just want people to know, if you have the money to spend, do it. Get the $500 ticket. If you are on a budget, don't feel like you have to have it, because you don't.
Oh, happy birthday to my esteemed colleague in chat room right now.
We did say happy birthday to you earlier, but
He wasn't on.
You weren't on.
He'll watch video.
So yes, do it if you can, but also keep in mind your party that you go with. They're gonna be going in separately than you. So just,
if you're a first time member, or rather, guest to BlizzCon, do it. And you have the money to burn, do it. If you don't have the money to burn, you're still gonna have fun. I guarantee you'll run into me and my esteemed colleague, Shitty Heel, at the bar, in the bar inside BlizzCon. Anywhere generally where there's alcohol, you'll find me or any of my other friends. But primarily, just get to BlizzCon, have fun. I promise you'll make memories out of it.
well, I don't know if I don't know, like,
I didn't say they're going to be good memories. I'm just saying you'll make memories.
right. Well, and there's the third option, of course, which is the dinner, which it goes to a good cause. You could rub noses with whatever's left of BlizzCon and Blizzard employees, and you get it gets you into the convention center as well. So I say, shoot for what is good for you. I am buying the base ticket, but it's only because, I'm going to be really honest, guys, I am forcing myself to go. And that isn't to cry for help, and I don't want to be dramatic, and it isn't because I want to be all this super drama queen on the internet. It's just, my life has changed in terms of my connections to humans, and 90% of the connections that mattered to me don't exist anymore. So some of them still do, which is why I'm going, because those things matter. But
you also might run into Bean Dip this year. The Esteem.
I just am gonna have to. I'm on the hunt for a new group. We're gonna have to be a group of people, because my whole group is gone except for Julio.
You could be a group with Bean Dip.
Yeah, but that's my struggle, guys. Like, go and have fun, because it's a blast. And Portofino is my choice. It's a really good place to stay.
It really is. I've seen it firsthand. It's pretty awesome. Actually, we reserved a room there, and subsequently so did my boss.
Yeah, I got the kids suite because it's got the bunk beds for the boys. Because Tio is going, so my roofie device, my anti-roofie device is going, and I know Secret's gonna go. I don't know the status on Rem. I don't even know if Rem is still alive. He might be dead. I'm not sure. I don't know. Maybe. But
he's dead. He's an adult now. He's dead.
DitchCon, I am 92% sure it's going to be a thing. I'm going to be really honest. I have avoided thinking about it for a little while, and my husband said something to me yesterday that depressed me. It's not his fault. He just said, it's probably not going to be that fun this year. All your whole group is not the same. And I'm like, well, thanks for bringing that up. Do you want to talk about my grandfather that died 20 years ago? We can talk about that.
To be fair, he's a ginger, so don't listen to him.
But I never did it because of the group. I did it because I liked to be around people, and it gave me a means to be around people. So the only decision I have to make is if it's going to be Halloween themed again. Given the week, I think it might not be a bad idea. I was watching videos of last year's DitchCon, and I had a big smile on my face, and I realized how much fun everybody had. So I'm thinking, I don't know. Like, I know for sure I'm going to do it, because I emailed my chick and was like, can you make sure I have my space available? But I haven't done anything for Kickstarter, anything for, like, at all, because you guys know me. My emotions are wrapped up in all this stuff, and
we get it. You're all, never mind.
But with that being said, I am taking applications for, or to form a new group. So if you are interested in being, rolling with the homies, I'm taking current applications, because everybody in my life previously are fucking morons. So, and I'm, Grin's like, I'm trying to reunite. Well, Grin, there's spots open, because there ain't nobody left except for us. We're it.
I can ask our buddy from Russia if he wants to join in.
Julio's still around, but we don't got no Murloc,
Julio?
because he's a fucking idiot. We don't got the Murloc's fucking piece of trash, because she's a fucking idiot. We don't got my idiot, because she's not my friend anymore. And my best friend, Rem, is somewhere in the land of I don't fucking nowhere, so... Yeah.
But you still got the pugs.
I got pugs. We have tacos, and, you know, I have quality over quantity, because that's really what matters. But, so, with that being said, I know I'm going to BlizzCon because I can't not go. Like, I can't not go. I have to get out of my... I introverted a little bit, in case anybody hasn't noticed. I'm, like, fully introverted, so now I have to do the stuff, the things in the cha-cha. So, with that, go to BlizzCon if you can go. If you can't afford a ticket, don't go to the convention. Just go and find your people. If you don't have people, go and just walk into any room and there's friends. Go to any food place that's around the Anaheim Convention Center. Just walk outside and your people will be there.
My people?
Yeah, your people will be... They might not be your people all the time, but they're a version of your people.
I feel like you were talking directly to me when you said that, though.
I'm going to shoot for this weekend, finalizing stuff in my brain for DitchCon, because I am going to need your guys' money, so just keep that in mind. I'm going to need your dollars, because I can't put this party on without it.
Just another person to give my money to.
Yeah, I'm waiting on what's-her-name to give me the budget for the Hilton, which is always wrong. She always tells me it's lower, and then, like, I go to pay, and it's like... There's like $1,000 difference, and I'm like, okay, this is cool, thanks. But I am interested in hearing your guys' thoughts on if I should continue with the Halloween theme given the week. Halloween's the next day, but I feel like everybody really enjoyed the Halloween element, and I really liked people playing up to their costumes when we did the contest, and I figured maybe I would set a little bit of money aside in the budget to get a even bigger, like, grand prize. If that's something, I don't know if I can do the decorations to the manner in which I did them last year. That's the only problem. I don't even know how I pulled it off last year, I'm going to be really honest. But I don't have it in me, so I got to think about it. I got to think and see what we're going to do. So plan on it, though, because it'll be on Wednesday. So plan on coming into town on Wednesday for making that happen. But... it's going to be a really big BlizzCon. All shit aside with the things that Blizzard has been through, the things that we have been through as players, like, we've been through some emotions. I think this is needed. And a lot of people are probably going to be like, fuck BlizzCon, because, they're still angry and bitter, but I think everybody kind of needs this just to remember. It's important that we remember why we put ourselves through this. It's important to remember why we support, even when we don't understand decisions that are being made. It's important to continue to flock together as part of a grand design, because that's kind of how this legend continues. And it doesn't matter what game you play. It's all part of the same connection. And I think that's important. So plan on going. It doesn't have to be $1 gajillion. You could budget. I go every year on a budget, and I do just fine. So, like, we're going to be okay. But yeah, that's my spiel. And I think it's going to be huge in terms of announcements, because I think it needs to be. I don't think they're going to have a year where there's going to be very little announcements. This might even be some of the biggest announcements we've ever had, because they need to. They need the PR really badly. So
yeah. I'm really hoping they announce like a StarCraft mobile.
I don't think the words mobile are going to happen at a BlizzCon for some time, because I think they learned a tough lesson there. But there's something to be said for mobile games. There's a mobile game I play that I am quite into, so I wouldn't discount the mobile element. Speaking of mobile, the WoW Companion app now has the events for both your guild and the world events, and the chat is there and back and working, and it even shows the history. Like, I read through 3 days of guildy conversations on my phone this morning. I was like, this is amazing.
Did you read the part where I called you a Bia multiple
I did.
times?
It didn't hurt my
Making
feelings.
sure, I want to make sure you read that
It
because
didn't hurt my feelings. I lurk.
you answer.
I lurk. But yeah, I was like, this is freaking cool. I must have missed the announcement. I'm sure it was there, but I missed. I don't know. I'm dying. That's all I know.
How high are you right now? How many gold meds did you take?
3, and you're only supposed to take 2. But to be fair, I really needed the third one. Because it's doing that thing where it's stuffed and it drains, and it's stuffed and it's drained. And I just needed to just pick a side. And my nostrils keep switching off if they could just pick a side. There's an episode that lives out there on the internet of me doing an entire show with toilet paper in one nostril.
There's a show out there with me that I did pretty much high.
That's everyone, I think.
Yeah. We expect something.
I don't think there's a difference there. There is on the axs.com/BlizzCon 2019, there is a comparison breakdown of the 3 different ticketing options, pass options, excuse me, that shows you in terms of what you're getting. Like I said, I'm going to get the basic bitch ticket because I think my husband will have a cow if I spend $500 on a BlizzCon ticket. Like, he will literally, like, have a baby cow. So, we're not going to do that.
You're going to raise a baby cow.
Yeah, we're not going to do that.
Just-
So there's $226 for BlizzCon Pass, $5 something for the Portal
BlizzCon
Pass, and then the dinner. I think it's like $1,000 or something.
I thought it was $800.
It might be $800. Anything over like 2. Brain's not there. There's no brain activity popping there. So yeah. Also, obviously everybody knows, like, the mythic version of the Crucible of the Storms is out. Raid Finder is out as well. Remember, Crucible's only 2. It's only 2 bosses.
Duh.
So let me find the latest. So I'm pretty sure I missed. I know that Pieces got world first for Restless Cabal, but I'm trying to see where it stands currently. Hold on. I'm going to get it together one of these days, guys. So we've got... Have both bosses haven't been killed, right?
On Mythic?
Method got world 4th, 2nd for EU, which, again, it's really nice when the EU guys can catch up. They really need to make it where... So the second boss still lives. Yeah, second boss still lives. Which, it's nice. We've got Pieces, Limit, Vodkas, Method, Exorcist. Those are the top 5 that are all 1 of 2. Which, that's pretty interesting. Because, I don't know, 2 bosses. I think that's... Seemed like a waste of a raid, didn't it? Or is it just me?
It's a filler, really. It's like Trial Valor.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't mind Trial of Valor. It's so weird seeing Scott without a beard. That's just so strange to me. I get sick and all of a sudden, like, nobody has beards and the internet's nuts and everything is crazy. So, Harbinger of the Void. That looks like a really gross fight.
Oh, it is.
That looks like a super gross fight. Oh, at BlizzCon, the MDI and the arenas are going to be on the same stage. Which is going to be interesting. I feel like they were last year, weren't they? Did I miss?
I don't remember.
I feel like they were last year. It was really nice to see the MDI last year, like in terms of fans. Like there was probably more at the MDI than I've ever seen, which I think that just goes to show kind of where we are in terms of how the world changes, how gamers change, and how we've been able to see PvE being a thing in terms of competition. Like, who would have thought? I guess Blizzard probably thought when they dreamed up the Mythic Pluses, right? I don't know. Maybe they had.
They are fun to do, and there's a sort of competitiveness with it. Like,
But, like, how competitive are you?
so going back to Bean Dip, last season,
Poor B.
I had a 10 Siege of Borealis that I wanted to complete. Now, admittedly, I made the mistake of saying I really don't care if we make the timer, but I would love to make it. I messed up there by throwing that out there. And I got yelled at by my boss. He's like, you shouldn't have said that. Sure as shit. We missed the timer by like 20 seconds. Because we had wiped once and pulled extra trash during the middle of a boss fight. And, you know,
Who pulled the trash?
You can take a
He
guess.
would never do such a thing. He is a pro. How dare you say such things?
It was the dip, okay? The dip. Dip, if you're listening, you can go to hell. Yeah. So I was pretty peeved because I knew we would have made the timer and everybody else did, but here we are. We didn't make the timer. We missed out on, you know, pushing the key. Not that it really mattered. We just wanted to complete the 10, but the principle. It's the goddamn principle. But when it comes to like doing keys, how fast you can do them, you know, how once you get past 10, at that point you're like, we got the DPS to do this. We got the DPS to carry everybody if we have to. Those are some serious bragging rights. That's what you want to get at. I have a group that I run with on Saturdays that
First you told me this group was on Sunday. You're some bullshit ass lying.
Yeah, it's your group that runs on Sundays.
I don't have a group on Sunday. When I want to run on Sunday, guess what? Nobody fucking is doing anything.
You got Cactus.
Then I have a ton of people in Discord that are like, I'll do runs with you. Guys, I don't fucking remember who you are on BattleNet. It isn't because I don't love you. It's because I am old as shit. I'm 37 years old. I can barely remember to fucking eat.
You know what? It's my boss's birthday. He just turned 40, so he's older.
Like, I help me. Somebody help me. You told me that you guys run on Sundays, so I was like, yo, let me be in your group on Sunday. Then now you just said the Saturday.
No, that's a different group. This is
you
my
are such a goddamn liar.
Sorry, I should have mentioned this is on my
Look, I don't want to be in your fucking group anyway.
That's fine. We can complete keys then.
This is terrible. When you find out your friend has another group and he threw you in the fucking second man roster group?
First of all, I take care of numero uno here. And lately I've been taking my wife's
That's just
I only took her on one run where I had to play her tune because she fails at life.
That is just terrible.
And she knew what she got herself into.
I really hope the doctor fixes my hand.
What's wrong with your hand? Oh.
I told my doctor, like, rating is excruciating.
Yeah. You should have seen her. We actually, we were having a really bad night on opulence. And we ended up just doing one more pool. And she was a trooper. She held in there. She died, but, you know, we still killed the boss.
I had, like, 3 layers of old lady cream on my hand with my compression glove over it. And when I put the cream on, I missed some spots. And it was the spot that was important. So, like, I was trying to reapply during the break. Yeah, I had old lady cream. I don't have any shame.
Like, old lady cream as in, like, pain cream? Or you made an old lady?
I don't know, like Ben Gay Icy Hot, some shit that numbs
Okay,
and
thank you
heats
for
and
finishing that.
does a ton of things, and I fucking slammed, like, 6 Tylenol. Like, I was ready to do the things. I was late, but that's because I was doing work things. But yeah, like, and it smelled so bad during raid. All I could smell was just old lady cream. And I'm like, this is terrible. It's terrible. Guys, I'm falling apart. Everything is such a mess. Everything is a mess. The only thing that I have to look forward to is next week's bonus. And if I don't get my bonus, I'm going to lose my shit. Everything else in my life is a fucking hot mess. It's a hot mess. I don't even, I can't even, I have 0 words. I'm falling apart.
That was horrible.
I'm falling apart. I go to get x-rays at an MRI and I get sick because the x-ray people apparently have germs. Like,
You know, it could be worse. You could be like an anti-vaxxer that has to vaccinate themselves so they can get a job at a hospital.
then my husband, he drops me off because by the time I could get out away from the computer to get there, because it's an open thing, you just go in whenever you have an opening. And it was around the time you had to pick up the kids. So I said, just drop me off. It'll probably take like an hour. So just drop me off and come back and get me. He isn't even on the freeway yet. He barely is getting on the freeway and they're already done. So I'm like, I'll walk to Walmart. Like, I'm already out. It's not that far. Like, I'm just going to hoof it to Walmart. Fuck it. Let's do it. So I did. I walked to Walmart and I was one of those creeps in basketball shorts with a very fabulous purse because I have great style. And I just randomly walked through Walmart. It's like a light distance from where I was at to the Walmart. So, I mean, it's not like it was a mile, but for me, I don't do a lot of physical activity, so.
You're walking in like one of the hottest states.
Oh,
ever.
yeah. It's already, like, boob sweat's already a thing. And it's only April.
Boob sweat's the worst.
Yeah. So, yeah, Keys. This motherfucker has a secondary run. He told me about the side run that was probably like all the bench warmers.
No. Shitty heels in that run.
To be fair, though, like, most of the time you have brought me through something, it's been in fucking Borealis. I don't really like that dungeon specifically. It's not one of my favorites.
But let's be real. Every time you've ran through it, you usually have a blast.
Well, because it's muscle memory, right? So, like, after, like, the second one, I know your route, where you guys are going. I don't really need to ask, and I don't need to be confused.
I still remember that time we did a siege, and I had to walk away for a second, and I left shitty to give the whole strat, and I come back. All right, whatever. All right, just listen to what he said, but let's take down this tentacle first. That is like the opposite of what I said, and of course I'm the asshole for the rest of the run. But
Yeah,
do
like,
keys. Seriously, do keys. The
for
450.
me, everything is muscle memory. Like, Freehold, I could do that shit in my fucking sleep. Literally, because Secret loves Freehold, and the amount of Freehold keys I have done with him is insane.
It so happens that I have a +9 freehold that we can do.
But everything is pretty much like, I get it after, one or two. It'll always be this. I'll always know what to do. I'll never need to be told again what to do. Like, it's just one of those things where I remember. But I still remember fucking garage mechanics. I went and soloed it, like, at the end of last expansion just for shits and giggles. And
Do you know how to kill the engineers in Siege of Orgrimmar?
I mean, I did it solo, but it was bugged when you get to the end
Was there a
where
blue
he
button
gets
for that?
off of where he's sitting. He was bugged, so I couldn't even finish it. Secret didn't used to put me on engineer because I'm supposed to as a warlock, either a warlock or a hunter, but I didn't understand the concept of the engineer, so he avoided. And then one day I didn't have a choice, and I learned, and I was good at the mind controls, though.
We had a lock on ours, and we had beamed up at first, and well, that was a travesty. And then we had the lock on it, and that was even worse. he killed the engineer each and every time. He just didn't know that there were multiple engineers
Right.
each and every time.
You mean the mechanic's not over?
You know, when we killed a garage, or downed him rather, I had given up all hope. Like this was a day prior of us losing the achievement. But you know what, guys? I'm gonna go take a shot of Everclear 190. I was drunk as balls, and we downed the garage.
I think you're pretty much always that way during raid, though.
That's what started it, actually. Like before that, it was mostly like, take a break, I'll be back. Like every 10 minutes. I'm an angry person. And I was, again, my boss's birthday today. We were playing this drinking game where we're drawing cards, and I drew the card. Everybody point at the most angry person, and each time you get pointed at, take a drink. Bastards.
My problem is my ADD is really bad.
Like all the time.
But it's good, like, I'll get a good hour, and then nothing. I'm scrolling all over the place. But I think a lot of that's just tired from work. I'm told that at some point I'm going to be doing less work, but I feel like that's just the lie they tell me.
That's adorable. I've seen directors work, and it's not fun.
It's the price you pay for a title, I suppose.
I just stay the hell quiet and do as I say.
But to be honest, though, I really do love my job. Like, I work hard and I work a lot, and I want to kill myself half the time, but I really do enjoy my job because it is something that comes natural to me in terms of, like, there's a lot of brain power that I use there, but it's just one of those things that I don't have to work really hard to be good at, because it just kind of, it's just natural. It was something I naturally fit in when I started. And never mind that, you know, I got given a department that was in the toilet already. It isn't in the toilet anymore, guys. We met our numbers this quarter, last quarter, just so we're all clear. Which is something that hasn't happened in a while, but it's good work. Once I think I get everything fixed and protocol and all that, I'm hoping that it'll be... I am really good at what I do, though. I'm scary good. I'm an overachiever, so that's not...
Except rating.
Well, and again, like, rating doesn't pay the bills.
No.
YouTube videos don't pay the bills. That's why I don't really...
It does for the people that you work for, though.
Yeah, but my style isn't method style. And that's why I, like, Jamie and I had a conversation, and, you know, I'm good at things, but their audience is not my audience, and I don't want to do it anymore. It's not fun for me. So instead, I'm just in the background. I'm doing video production for the WoW guys. I'll just do it that way because this isn't... None of this matters at the end of the day. Nothing matters on the internet. Not anybody's opinion, not how many fucking Twitter followers I have, not how many people watch the show. The only thing that matters is if I enjoy myself and if I like what I'm doing, but none of that matters. I don't need WoW fame. I have work fame, and I gotta be honest, being a director is pretty fucking cool, minus the work. It feels good because it's something that I never thought I would have in my life. So that's the kind of thing that matters to me. Quality time with people that I care about, that matters to me. Versus having 100 people around me and it not being quality.
Yeah, I get it. You know, I too have reached a point where I can make money off of playing WoW. But, realistically, in my current situation, money can be exchanged for goods and services, so I better get a real job.
Are you talking about hooking or?
That too, you know. Again, nothing else matters. You gotta make money how you gotta make money. some
silly dreams of young ones is really, I think you reach a point where, like, I'm going to be a famous streamer. Okay, cool. Have fun with that. I'm going to do something that is really impactful. So you go do your thing. I'll be over here being awesome and being impactful, because in 5 years from now, nobody's gonna remember who the fuck you are, and nobody's gonna give a shit, and you could disappear and nobody's gonna care. It's all right. But I guess fame and goals that are not normal standard goals. Like, lots of people make money off gaming. Tons of people make money off gaming. I like a steady paycheck. I'm good with that. I need taco money, guys. Like, I need reality. I need to live in the land of reality. Because these days, everybody, including my mother, streams.
How's your mom, by the way?
My mom's coming in September.
It's more than I needed.
I'm supposed to go to New Orleans in September, too, for work. I think I'm going to have to tell my boss I can't. Because it's like 3 days into the week she's here. But, yeah, so the moral of that unimportant story is...
That was a big segue, wasn't it?
Do what you like because you like it. Have fun with what you're doing. Don't do things that are going to make you feel inadequate at the end of the day. Because all that does is destroy your soul. And...
then you'll be a raider, like Envy.
yeah.
And
But
Angry.
have good goals. Have good game goals. Like, I don't particularly like raiding.
We can do.
I enjoy being with my guild. It's the only reason I raid. I don't particularly like raiding. I like PvP. When we all did that world PvP last week, that was my jam. I could do that shit every day. Every day I could do that shit because that's the kind of stuff that's fun for me.
I'll tell you, after we did we did BOD on Sunday night, and that was without, not to boost his EO here, but that was without one of our druid healers. He's really good at what he does. He's comfortable calling out when to use healing cooldowns. It's basically just, a great healer overall. And we got to where we normally get to with him in the group, and I'm hoping that boosted our healers' confidence. Not that they had low confidence, but you guys really outdid yourselves that night. And we're like, let's call it on a good night. Then we got back to Borealis, and there are a couple hordes on our boat, and Belle being Belle screams in Discord. And
I was like, no, these motherfuckers are not on my boat in my very own harbor. Get the fuck out of here.
Screams, just it was horrible. We all made our.
It wasn't like a oh my god, I'm gonna die scream. It was like kill everyone scream. Just so we're clear.
Like, come over here. I need your attention. Look at where I'm at on the map. We made our way there. We killed the horde invading, and there was an assault in Storm Song. We all made our way there. Like, a group of 9 of us went there initially, and it ended up with 5. But we all had bounties on our head. It was great because people just kept showing up, and they didn't realize that they were dealing with, people that actually have a clue of what they're doing. And then out of nowhere, a group of 30 plus Alliance players just casually stroll through, and it's like a wave of death. Like, these hordes that are just there for the quest, just like, I'm gonna go, this is your zone, you own this now, I'm just gonna go ahead and lay down for you and die. And it was fun. It was probably the most fun I had PvPing in a long while, to be honest.
I absolutely love World PvP. I love Battlegrounds. I love Battlegrounds when I'm in a group of at least 3 or 4 with me. Especially if I'm doing random Battlegrounds, because if you have at least 3 or 4 people with you, you have a better shot of being able to control the battleground. Especially if you guys are on comms versus just going into a rando and being at the mercy of all the fucking window lickers who think they know how to PvP. I'm not trying to be offensive, guys. If you are one of said people, I'm not trying to be offensive.
By the way, you should always roll blood in Battlegrounds. especially
Flag
in the
carrying maps, maybe, but I still prefer rogue or druid for carrying the flag. But
everybody needs a tank in arena.
I had a blast, and I enjoy PvP because it gives me a means to outlet all my frustration and disappointment with humans.
She took it out on this poor 118 Horty.
I
We
did feel
promised.
bad about that. I did feel really bad. I felt terrible. I don't want to be a bully, but like, you were there. So I was there too. But it was to the point where, like, some of our group was split, so we're trying to, like, run. Yeah, I felt bad about killing a 118. This poor kid's just out there probably trying to do his quests, and here comes this warlock fear in his ass. But be honest, how hot is my Chaos Bolt in PvP? Let's just have a moment of honesty here.
That was an 80k crit
was pretty
that
bad.
just bursted the hell out of some poor blood. No, it was a paladin actually, a freaking prot pally, and it was hilarious because he was running away, and all you see is this like the screen bolt just making its way in, bam, right in the ass.
To be fair, Alex, I'm at the mercy of other people too. It's not always my fault.
It's always her fault.
It isn't always my fault. I'm just saying, like, I could do perfectly with all the mechanics and my DPS, and someone else will still fuck it up.
There was that one time though that like you said I was running over and Bean Dip was there. He said Bean Dip, so that's a pretty common scapegoat these days. I'll accept it.
Well,
Bean Dip is a solid scapegoat. If you legitimately mess up a mechanic in raid and you say, "God damn it, Bean Dip," I will probably agree with you.
I just always ran to the corner he was in because we're supposed to take the volatiles to the corner, and he's just always in the corner. And I'm like, here I am, going to the corner I'm supposed to go to because this is the mechanic, and here you are in the fucking corner. Like, maybe you shouldn't be in the place where we take the thing. It's not on me to tell you to move if you're going to the place where the thing is supposed to go. It's on you to move. Like, if I'm in the corner and I see somebody has volatile, I move the hell out of the way.
Or even worse, when, like, you know, within, like, 10 seconds of the pool, somebody gets the debuff and decides to ice block. This last run on Sunday. I won't call out names or anything, but...
I also dispelled myself that... What is it? The Hex? Whatever it is.
That was actually a good thing on your part, because that was our Achilles heel of the night.
Yeah, I used my, I just used my little guy. My Galaxy Winks, or whatever the fuck his name is. Quizzy Wicks or something. My little imp. He does the magic cleanse thing.
Imps do as imps will. No, yeah, it was a challenge that night, but we got it done.
I know the fire is better for melee because they're on the boss's ass anyway, or they're on the, you know, the main ad's ass anyway. But for me, it's harder because as ranged, I have to fight through all the shit. The volatiles that are dropped not just in the corner but everywhere. The whatever bullshit's on the ground. Like, for me, it's harder in that room than it is the fire, because at least the fire, I know there's a guaranteed place of where it's going to be. I just need to be behind the boss when it happens, because that's the guaranteed spot. It's always going to be there. Versus the volatiles that just go wherever the fuck they want, and then they get dropped wherever. I'm at the mercy and whim of other people. No offense. I'm not saying... like.
So what you're saying is I need to put you on the other side.
No, it doesn't. I mean, I do... Last raid, I died once or twice, but normally I don't die on Opulence. That's not a normal... Normally, I'm one of the only people still alive on Opulence. But it's because it was one of the ones that I was confused about. So usually the ones that were the hardest ones for me are the ones that end up being the ones I'm better at. Like Mother. Mother was really confusing for a very long time, and then one day it clicked, and it was the one I did the best DPS on out of the entire raid.
Should have that been what's his face? Fucking mummy guy. The bane of our existence for like 2 weeks.
But if there's a choice where like I'm running around all the time, I'm focused on mechanics more than I am DPS, because I don't want to wipe to mechanics. And some of that shit is like constant movement, but I mean, when I die to stupid shit.
Yes.
I got blown up in Opulence, and I don't even know why. Like, everything was fine. And I just, like, died.
You probably have a debuff.
No, I thought I did, but I didn't. I didn't.
Random. Died in.
When we got into the room, the big room, right as I entered the room, I don't know, I forget what it said, but yeah, Rem is...
He's on the sabbatical. He's being an adult, getting his bearings. When he'll be back.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie, he's not being a fucking adult. He's not over there being an adult. That is not what Rem is doing. Rem is over there drowning in his fucking sorrows because he doesn't know how to have friends and be normal. He isn't being an adult. Rem is being a selfish asshole. That's what Rem is being. And if you're watching this, I don't give a shit. Because that's what he is. He's selfish.
What she said.
He's not being an adult. This is what happens when I don't deal with my emotions, guys.
Yeah. Do I need to send you like a box of Snickers or something?
Because I'm sick of always having to be the guy that never says anything because I have to be PC, because I don't want to have to drag anybody through anything. Guess what? I'm fucking sick of it. I don't care anymore. I'll drag everybody through all the fucking dirty.
So, yes, copy on the Snickers to your house.
He's not being an adult. He's being a fucking idiot. That's what he's being. That isn't adulting. You can be an adult and not be an asshole. Those two things are not mutually exclusive. Sometimes you can be both. I am.
I'm an asshole, but I'm at peace with myself, so...
I'm sure he'll be back at some point, Tal. Whenever he pulls his head out of his ass. They usually always do. It just takes them... He's younger, so it'll take him a little bit longer. It just happens.
Younger. The opposite of what our healer is. He's 40 today. Happy birthday.
I'm 37.
He's 40. So you're good.
And when I went to get my x-ray, the lady was like, I can't find you in the system. And I'm like, well, guess what? I'm in here, and I had to fucking step away from my computer to get here, so I suggest you figure it out. She's like, oh, they put you, the wrong birth year. And I'm like, please tell me they didn't make me older. She goes, yeah, they did. Of course they did.
You know, the funny part is that happened to be like
Fuck.
15, 16 years ago when I was a teenager. Like, I was legally 18 when I was like 16, and I didn't think anything of it until like probably when I was like 17 and a half. They're all like, you're really not 18 or 19, are you? I'm like, nope. I've just been getting away with it.
Men get all the glory because the older men get, the better looking they get.
Not really.
The older women get, we fight gravity and gravity and gravity.
I'm lucky I even have my wife kind of ugly, so I'm not trying to make myself, not trying to get pity out of y'all, but I'm as ugly as the first boss of Crucible Storms. Has anybody done Crucible?
I am going to go do Raid Finder.
You better do it. It's a really chaotic fight. The first, mind you, we're going to do this on Heroic this Sunday, Mija.
What do you mean? Shouldn't we kill the current tier before we go to another one?
We'll see where we're at.
We can't even finish the current tier with our raid team. We don't need to be going into another one. These guys need to work. If they want the new raid, they need to work. And all you raiders watching, if you want to go to the new raid, you need to put in some fucking work.
It's going to happen. And I'll tell you why.
What do we have? How many bosses we have left? 3?
No, like 5. On heroic, 5.
We have 5 on heroic?
That we need down. So we have 4 out of 9. We have champions, Jadefire, Grom, and Opulence. And right now, Archelicio, although we have some ideas, Archelicio, we haven't actually done Conclave for about 2 weeks, so.
Yeah. I for some reason thought Opulence was like the 7th boss. I don't know what I was thinking. I forgot about Mekator and
No. I'm pretty confident. I'm going to go ahead and put my foot in my mouth. I'm pretty confident that we can get past Opulence.
Well, you extended lockout for us Sunday, right?
We can. We can get past Conclave. We have some ideas. We can probably get past Keen and Mekatork. Mekatork's going to require a lot of coordination. I cannot. I shudder at the thought, but I cannot wait to get the blockade.
Why, Mekatork, once everybody kind of got it in the bag, and with Secret doing the call-outs for the tinies, like, that was just muscle memory at that point.
It's going to be fun on Heroic for sure. But blockade, that's... Oh, my no-nose is just aching in pain right now just thinking about it. I said my no-nose, I don't care.
Maybe you
but
can't.
Crucible.
What do you mean you can't call out in Heroic? What can't you call out in Heroic? You can't call out the colors?
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
What do you mean you can't? I don't understand. The other people don't see your colors?
You know when you get shrunk and you got to jump the little robot?
You have to have the colors to get out of the...
Yeah, only you can see your own color. And... Well, not your own color, but only people in the robot can see the color. So if I'm in Robot A, you're Robot B, I have to say, Robot B, this is your color. Robot C says, A, this is your color. B says, C, yours, your... It's hilarious. Or you could just have the add-on and,
What add-on? Is there an add-on specifically for it? DBM doesn't tell you. Is there a specific add-on for it? Or is it maybe it's an add-on for DBM? Oh, weak auras?
Yeah, we referenced it but like a month and a half ago. It was an add-on specifically for weak aura, but some people couldn't get it to work. So, being that it's normal, we dealt with it, but on Heroic, you better get that add-on working.
Let's see. Oh, yeah. Well, I'll just put... It's not that hard. Weak auras are easy. You just import them and they do the things. I have like 7 that I use to track procs for the Warlock.
So Mr. Rector, I need you to write up a process document for that and post it on Discord so that other players can follow said document and apply it to their...
I just grabbed the import string. I'll do a little write-up on it. Yeah, I love weak auras. Like, I am a weak aura junkie. But weak auras make me a better gamer, though. Like, to be able to visually track some things, because sometimes, like, I don't have the ability to remember all the things. Imagine, right? Sometimes I like the weak auras. The weak auras tell me my backdraft proc, like, anything that I'm tracking that's important. Weak auras is good for that.
It really is.
I had a weak aura that reminded me when my contract expired when the expansion first started, so that I didn't go do World Quest without a fresh contract when they had the 7-day timer. Well, I just copied, I'll put it in...
Giggity.
I'll put it in mine and I'll do a little write-up on how it can be done. It's literally easy. Like, you just put it in. The add-on does it for you. You don't have to do anything. If you're good with the add-on, you can tweak it if you want it to look different. You can do that yourself. But weak auras is awesome. It's kind of a must-have, especially if you're raiding. Like, weak auras, you're going to miss things. So, weak auras for healers is almost like a necessity.
Can you tell Cactu that? Oh wait.
If
He's-
you're raiding and you don't have weak auras as a healer and you don't even have one weak aura, you should probably change your life. I'm not even talking shit. Like, that's a casual basic bitch raider saying that. I'm just throwing that out there.
Cactu, are you getting weak auras?
He doesn't have weak. You don't use weak auras? Okay, so Alex, you are always talking shit about my rating ability, but at least I have a good foundation.
Yeah.
Even if I have ADD, I have a good foundation.
I probably caused some drama between Cactu and me right now, but I don't care because he's Canadian.
Yeah, I didn't know that weak aura existed. I'll put that. I'll drop that sucker on there. But I think we'll be good. I think it'll be fine. I don't worry too much about raid because one day it's just gonna. All the knowledge of all the world is just gonna come to us. That's just the way life. That's the way the cookie crumbles. Speaking of cookies. I have cookies, but they don't taste good because I'm sick. Because you know how nothing tastes good when you're sick?
Oh, regular cookies, not Colorado.
Not those kind of cookies. I have to be functional. I can't not be functional.
I have to be semi-functional during raid.
I have a project deadline that was due yesterday. Well, it was due like 2 weeks ago. It was due the day before or the day after it was given to me. I was just like, kill yourself.
Loss.
All right, so. And funny enough, Alex, I don't, outside of my weak auras, I don't actually heal with any add-ons. I am an old school healer, if you can imagine that. I'm actually quite good, so fuck yourself. But on the monk, I do heal just weak auras. Mostly because I didn't have time to put in to set up all that stuff, but I do. I do heal old school.
You want to know something funny? I will call out Alex this one time. Right around, I think he had just hit 70 on Burning Crusade. And, he, for the most part, Alex, was enjoying the X-Pack, right? And, he was having a blast, but he's like, it really sucks having to, like, go through your spells and then going through your spell book and then looking for the spell that you need to cast at the right moment. What the hell are you talking about? When you're on a boss and you're following a rotation and, like, you gotta, like, open up your spell book and, like, there are extra action bars, right? What?
I do use mouse over macros, actually, for healing.
This guy had no idea that he could get, like, extra action bars on the top of his normal one and on the side, and
I figured that out, like, first day, and I love all the bars. I will put stuff in every single bar, even if I don't need it on there. Like, it'll be random shit that I never use, like fishing, but it's just because I want everything to be all on the place with the stuff.
yeah. I'm more of, like, I like to keep the interface. I mean, I use LVUI, but I like to keep the interface as stock as possible. And Healbot I won't use. I do have weak auras, but I like to use Click.
I
Just kinda,
moved
like, macro everything
my
onto your mouse.
bars, my raid grid below. So I have my bar below, like, it's my eye level instead of having to look up, it's below. And I have whatever group party or whatever, it's below, because my vision is always there when I'm looking in terms of, like, health bars. So I feel like you shouldn't use add-ons for healing. That's just my opinion.
It's to be. I guess it's really on.
Once you're a
Yeah,
good healer, then you can use whatever you want. But I feel like in terms of showing people how to heal brand new, I wouldn't give them add-ons to use because I don't think that that makes them a good foundation healer, especially for someone like me who doesn't main a heal. When you main a heal, it doesn't really matter what you use because that's just your life. But I feel like whenever new healers come in to play, I don't really give add-on suggestions. I think it's important that they learn how to heal without the add-ons, and then once they're really, really good at healing, because there's a lot of things to consider in terms of healing. It isn't just throwing some hots on a player and hoping you get it right. Like, you have to pay attention to when the boss is doing certain things so that you can do your cooldowns and mitigate as much damage as you can to avoid the whole what? Why can I never say that?
but you get that one person, you get that one player in your group that has a debuff that you can't immediately tell without
Targeting
an
doesn't bother me. My bar, my raid square is right below in my visuals. I have no targeting problem. It's just there. I target whoever I want to.
I guess different mentality, technical mentality. Where
Alex
you
is an
wanna
old
have
school
all
healer.
the tools.
He's an old school healer. He can use whatever he wants. Cactu's been healing for a long time. He can use whatever he wants. But if you're a brand new healer, don't get an add-on. Just use your basic instincts to learn how to heal. Then you can use the cushion of add-ons.
I agree to learn your class, but add-ons will assist in helping you learn.
What happens if one day all the add-ons in all the world disappear?
Then you're just gonna be like clicky mad. This
You're
will
gonna be like I
vanilla
used to
all over
be
again.
when we would get a new patch or a new expansion. I would freak the fuck out because I couldn't do anything because I had to use the old UI. I used to be that person. I'm not that person anymore.
If
Because
the add-ons go away, like they will in vanilla, probably, I will figure out a way to get like 16 different debuffs and buffs on my bar so that I can cancel out the extra dangerous debuff.
somebody told me, I asked a pro PvPer why they don't use add-ons on their stream. Like when they're just playing average every day, not in competitions. And he said to me, we can't use anything with the base UI in tournaments. He goes, but really, I never wanted to get to a point where if all of the add-ons and all of the world exploded at the same time, I would be standing there going, how the fuck do I do anything?
But realistically, he's in the competitive mode all the time. He's gonna
I'm
have to
sure.
like without it. That's his life. That's something different. For like an everyday kind of deal where, you know, we all gather together on Sunday and Monday, playing WoW,
Oh, I
paying
have like
for
200 add-ons. I'm not saying don't have add-ons. I have 200.
but that's it. That's just it.
I
That's
have an
easy.
add-on for my add-on.
You whatever can help you do better in raid, if it's an add-on, great, more power to you because I really the one thing I hate the most is like I'm paying money to play this game. I hate for somebody to waste my time. And that happens from time to time, like in a Mythic Key as an example, you get that one idiot that doesn't know what he's doing because he doesn't have DBM installed and we wipe hilariously over and over and over. I could be doing something better, like kicking my dog or something.
That doesn't sound very nice.
Anybody want a free pug?
I love add-ons. I have add-ons that remind me to do things. I have add-ons that fix other add-ons. I have add-ons that track me, add-ons that track you, add-ons that track the guy next to me. I have add-ons for days. I love add-ons. So this is not an anti-add-on like campaign because I have a don't cast me add-on that tells me when a fucking DK has his anti-magic shell up so that I don't waste the chaos bolt. One could argue all you gotta do is look at the cast bar, Belle. Well, you'd be correct. However, sometimes I do Chaos Bolt a Shield of Vengeance. I don't have to worry about that because I have an add-on that tells me you have 6 seconds before you can cast because the magic is going to deflect. You're not even going to get anything in through.
I don't know. Wouldn't that be awesome to have, like, as a healer? Like, oh, this person has a debuff.
It's literally called Don't Cast That.
Or, like, decursive for a certain other kind of dispel, Cactu.
I used a cursive on the monk. I like it because it tracks things I need to dispel. The only thing it didn't do is there was one of the things in one of the dungeons you couldn't dispel. You had to leave it on, and decursive tells you to dispel it, so you dispel it. But yeah, I do use decursive on the monk just because it's I like tracking the dispels. But yeah, it's called Don't Cast. Don't Cast, I think is what it's called. But it just pops up text that says the target you're about to hit. You know, they pop their anti-magic shell and it gives you a countdown until it's gone. And for me, that was one of my biggest pain points in PvP is watching multiple targets bars when they're doing a thing. I don't know how these pros fucking do it. I have no idea. But the amount of times I chaos bolted a DK with his AMS is just sadness. I wasted.
You know, speaking of like fighting a DK, I was running through Borealis this last week and ran up to the flight point there, and a warrior just challenged me to a duel. I'm like, all right, this is going to take forever as a tank, and vice versa, right? If he's good, it's still going to take him a while to kill me. So I accepted the duel. I remember being on Zoom and then you show up and you're like talking to me. I have my headset off because I'm like totally
Oh yeah, I was
enamored
like,
with
I'll
this
just keep
battle.
talking to you until you put your headset on.
This was like I want to say it was like it felt like a 7-minute duel, but it eventually timed out. Like the flag went away and we're like confused. Like this this warrior kept healing himself over and over and over, and I finally figured out the pattern. Like, all right, once he charges at me, I'm just gonna like Gorfing grasp him or something, or not. Sorry, like the stun. I'm drawing a blank right now. I'm just gonna stun him and run away, and then go back and blah blah blah. And it worked for a while. And then he figured it out, and for like 7 bloody minutes, we were there just basically, dongers out, just back and forth, and it ended up with us docking. Like it's like winning, but you kiss your sister kind of deal. But it was hilarious because it was just random. But PvP, it was, yeah.
What's the most current weak aura for Mechatork? I have the Mechatork announcer. Listen, I'm trying to help improve the quality of our lives.
You shouldn't worry about Mechatork right now, sweetheart.
Well, somebody's got to. Never mind, I don't even need you. I'm independent.
We need to worry about Conclave. Actually, no, we need to worry about Crucible Storms because if anybody has rated Crucible Storms on Heroic, they know how chaotic that fight's going to be. Have you seen the fight?
What, is there a reason we're not doing normal first? I'm so confused. This process is very not our process. This is the reason we struggle as a raid team because we do things before we're ready to do them.
It's essentially the same item level, maybe a difference of 5, but it'd be best just to keep the item level the
We just
same.
need like 10 Shadow Priests. Well, we had a Shadow Priest piece.
It's essentially, keeping the raid item level the same, but it's better to learn the heroic mechanics right off the bat. But we'll see. I guess our difficulty here, or our Achillesio right now, is we'll see what we have on Sunday and Monday.
Sunday's usually pretty good. I think it's just Monday.
Usually.
The time creeps up really early for me, but it's just because I'm usually doing domestic stuff on Sunday.
Like
until raid.
beating kind of domestic
Like,
stuff? Or?
you know, all the stuff that I don't get to do during the week. Clean toilets and shit, because that's what you do as an adult. I'm just gonna get a maid. I say that all the time, but the maids never do the way I want them to do them, so...
You can have your beating it.
I want somebody to actually clean my house.
Boss knows a certain somebody that can...
I seriously need, like,
Mija, just ask me. When I visit you next month, I can clean your house. I won't be offended.
You just worry about cleaning the boogers off your own damn wall, okay? Focus on that.
Why you gotta bring up negative shit?
Focus on cleaning up somebody else's bloody boogers on your wall.
Damn it.
Don't be concerned about my situation. Can you imagine?
I can't. No, I don't have to.
So, as we're wrapping up the show, the other day, so I had 2 old TVs. They were like Mitsubishis. They were like the old school. I don't know. I've had them since like the dawn of the ages. I replaced one. Walmart was having a really great deal on 65-inch TVs, and I got a 4K Ultra. It's a beautiful thing. It's been in my room. I'm selfish that way. It went in my room before my living room. I'm in the living room. I don't remember why. I think my brother was over or something, and the TV hums in the living room. And I thought, fuck, I should have replaced it when I replaced the other one. So I thought, next week's bonus week, I'm just going to get a TV. So I go, I do the things, I'm comparing, I'm reviewing while I'm at the store to get the TV, and I'm probably driving my husband nuts because I'm comparing the difference between, like, you know, Samsung has their QLED, which is specific to Samsung, and Vizio has their XLED, which is specific to Vizio, but it all means the same thing. It's just the latest and greatest. And Sony has their Bravia, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so we get this TV, and it's a smart TV. I don't really need a smart TV. I have Fire TV, so none of that really made sense, but I got it anyway because you can't really not get a smart TV anymore. It's just there. I was actually kind of impressed. We're watching a movie, and I got a sound bar coming tomorrow because you can't get a new TV and not get a sound bar and all that good stuff. So, sound bar to drown out the kids. With this TV, I go to put it on the Fire TV, right? And I'm finding something to watch because I want to test how great this quality is. My remote works for the Fire TV. I was like, what the fuck? Like, the TV remote works for Fire TV. It's like it absorbed or something. It's like the Borg. It was so bizarre. Like, I was using Hulu and Netflix and like all the things with the TV remote, but I was in Fire TV. It was the most bizarre thing ever. Then I'm reading this book, and the book is like, download the app and you don't need your remote. What? So, what do you mean I don't need the remote? Guys, there's technology in the world where you don't have to look for your fucking remote when your kids have lost it in the couch cushions.
I remember
You just
my
have an
first
app
TV.
and it does the things. Or the smart TV talks to your Alexa. Not you. Not you, Alexa. Alexa, fuck off.
Oh, God damn it.
She said that wasn't very nice.
You turned on the one on my phone.
Oh, did it? What a time to be alive where you can tell your TV to do stuff because it does things. That was what I wanted to end the show with, is I embrace and love technology while I hate it at the same time. But I did. I have a smart TV, and I'm really happy with my purchase. But the sound bar, so the TV's pretty far from the couch because we have an open floor plan, so I'm limited in where I can put things. So I got the sound bar coming tomorrow, and I got an optic cable to go all the way around. I'm going to just tack it. I didn't want to do Bluetooth because I didn't want to deal, I don't like wireless stuff. But I'm going to mount the sound bar behind the couch. Yeah, I got a 50-foot optic. I'm just going to run it along the molding. Well, whatever the hell it's called that plugs in, the Bluetooth doesn't make sense to me. Everything I read on all the reviews for everything Bluetooth related is there was an audio delay in the voice, and I didn't want to deal with any of that, so. But I'm going to mount it behind the couch, so that way when I'm sitting on my recliner, I can hear it where I'm at instead of having to have the children's screams go in between me and the television. I'll just get the sound directly behind me.
Haven't you seen those commercials at night for, like, those headphones that old people can buy and turn their TV into, like, something Bluetooth? It's not really Bluetooth. It's more like RF frequency, and, like, those old people are happy. You keep saying you're old. Why not buy a pair?
I just don't want the. I don't want the. You know, I don't like wireless when it comes to my life in technology. I have always believed that there is a delay in wireless. I don't use a wireless mouse. I don't use a wireless keyboard. I do for work stuff, but gaming, all of my shit is wired because I believe everything needs to be wired to work properly. It's true. But everything I read on like the Bluetooth for the soundbar, because I wouldn't put the soundbar under my TV because that's not where my use is. I need it behind me so that it can drown out the children and I could just hear it right behind me instead of, I have tiles, so the louder the TV is, the more it carries throughout the house. This way it's just isolated where I care about hearing the sound. And I don't care if it goes into the kitchen because I have my Amazon show in there for my watching while I cook. But yeah, I like wired stuff, so I'm just, whatever the cable is that you're supposed to run from a soundbar is what is being ran.
Oh.
Whatever it told me to buy, I bought a bigger one of.
At least
I don't really want to. I just want something functional. I don't sit in my living room enough for it to be a big deal. I'm either in my office or I'm in my room. My living room is only situational. It's not something I use every day. Because I have a TV in my room. And when I'm on Bertha, I have headphones and I have 3 monitors. It's just not, you know. I just want something that I can hear the TV when the children are fucking screaming. Because that's honestly why I don't watch TV in the living room.
Does that include your, does that include the bigger of them all?
Mm-hmm. And it was really funny when we got the TV. I walked to Walmart. And I thought, well, now I get to check out what I've been looking at, like Best Buy and Amazon, like all the things I've been looking at. Let me check it out. Now's the perfect time because the brand new stock of shit that's coming out, everything's on sale because they're swapping out all the stock of stuff. So I call my, honestly, some stuff that I price shop between Walmart and Best Buy, it's very rare that I can find something of good quality at lesser price at Walmart because Best Buy is usually Amazon. I don't actually shop at Best Buy anymore, but I was there, so I was like, fuck it, let's check it out. Well, I called my husband and was like, hey, when you come get me, can you bring the truck, not my car? He's like, why? And I'm like, because I need to fit a 65-inch TV in there.
I'm pretty sure he did not complain.
He's like, okay. So he has to bring the kids because my daughter works. I don't have a babysitter, which is why I don't ever leave the house. So, Saturday, Endgame, pre-purchase tickets. I just remembered. Anyway.
Oh, by the way.
So he gets to Walmart with the boys, and we have the boys, and we have a Yukon. It'd have been just fine if the boys were not with us in the Yukon because we both rows in the back go down. So he takes the TV and goes and does this thing while I'm in the checkout. I just got a bunch of random shit because I went to the store hungry. I get there thinking the TV's already in and we're ready to go. So he's standing there with the TV not in the truck, and he's like, I don't know how to do this and the boys be able to sit. I have no idea how to do this. And I'm like, hon, problem solve. We just have to problem solve. He's like, well, I don't think I could do this. And I'm like, you can problem solve. So he tries it one way. I'm not really comfortable with it. There's like this hump and it's going right at the back of the TV. And I'm thinking, if he hits a bump, that's going to hit the center, even though they're packaged pretty well. Moral of the story is we basically played Tetris. We put the TV in. So what we did is we lowered all the seats. We put the TV in on the top. And we pulled the seats back up and let the TV rest on the seats. Like, we had to take everything down to put it in because we couldn't get it in unless we did that. Otherwise, it was just going to be, like, teetering and shuffling to get it to fit. So we basically took everything down. We put it in, lifted everything back up. Kids were in the seatbelts. TV was nice and secure. I was pretty fucking happy and feeling pretty proud of myself because we got the damn TV in there. But I also moved an entire small apartment in a Ford Focus in 2013 one. And when I say an entire apartment, there was a couch and a bed and a desk. They told me I couldn't do it, yet I did. The desk broke. The desk broke getting it into the car because I shoved and I didn't have patience. But I did. I put an entire apartment in. It wasn't a Focus. It was an Echo. Yeah. He's used to that, though. Like, I'll randomly want something that's bigger than the vehicle we have. And he's got to figure it out. What did he say? You bought a 65-inch TV once?
To be fair, I could get away with that purchase, so.
I haven't bought new TVs. Like, that one TV I purchased for my room, I've had those two. They were twin TVs. They were 75 inches. So I went down 10 inches. No girl likes to do that. But, like, the difference between the 75-inch and the 65-inch is pretty substantial. And if I'm going to buy a 75-inch, I'm going to buy that big, beautiful, curved son of a bitch that I see on fucking display at Best Buy that literally looks like the people are coming through the TV. But
yeah, I'm not big
I
on
can't bring myself to spend $2,000 on a TV. Bertha, easy money. I could spend $2,000 with my eyes shut on Bertha, but on a TV, it just doesn't make sense. Looks nice though, and it was a hell of a deal.
As long as you're happy.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was a. Everything's on. All the places are doing clearance and rollback and discounts because they're making room for the latest and greatest of all the TV stuff. So that's when I take advantage.
Starting to sound like vegan.
I shouldn't have bought it. I always have buyer's remorse.
He's right. Super Bowl. It's the best time to buy a TV.
I don't watch.
Doesn't matter. You get a good TV during that time.
And then Bertha usually gets her upgrades around holiday season because everything's on sale.
You don't think it's time to upgrade old? I never gave her a name. I think it's time for an upgrade.
She needs, I need to get an SSD to game on. I have 2 SSDs, but they're not the new ones. I need to get that.
M.2.
Yeah, I need to get an M.2, and then she needs something else. I don't remember. I'll probably do that in July.
I think I'm going to move up to 9.9. I'm going to go ahead and make the jump from AMD. And if I'm going to make that jump, it's going to be an epic one.
I'm going to be really honest, though. The i7s, in terms of the 9th generation, it's just as much processing power as the i9s. I watched a thing where they did a bunch of comparisons.
Yeah, more research must be done. I think I know the perfect person to discuss this with.
But that's the only reason I didn't get an i9. Is it just didn't make sense. In 6 months, an i20 will be out, and then I can get that. But I love my i7. I got the i7, it's the 9th gen. It's like 87, 92, 94. I don't remember which one it is, but it does the job. And my other, I had an i7 that was like, or I had an i5, but it was Skylake, which in my opinion at the time was the best. And that motherfucking thing outran a lot of stuff for many moons. So I was pretty happy with it. But I don't know, I can't believe you game on an AMD anyway. That's embarrassing.
No, it's not. I understand how computers work.
Every AMD I've owned, shit. Bertha, her original backbone was AMD, and all it did was fucking freeze, and
I don't know.
it even started smoking once.
You know, people called me crazy when I bought my first Athlon 64, the first 64-bit processor out there. It was a solid PC. And then my next favorite, because I used that processor for a while, my next favorite was the FX Athlon 2.
How old are you?
33.
I
So my
used
boss
to
is
be
40.
I used to be AMD only until my first PC set on fire with AMD. And then I'm like, I'm good. But
Did you
anytime
get
I've
the
ever had processing
plastic?
issues, it was always with an AMD. I have slow issues when I need to upgrade stuff, but
Everything's water cooled on mine. I have a Ryzen 7 1800X. It runs perfectly. It does exactly what I needed to do on games. If I need a video decode, I'll use my iMac, my little iBook, MacBook Pro. Jesus, MacBook Pro. It'll
yeah,
do the job.
Macs
It's a
are
nice.
Macs are really good for multitasking. I liked developing on a Mac when I was a developer because it was better than a PC. And I liked being able to have my iMessages on my,
That was always fun.
especially when I was working, because I don't like, it's really rough to have to pick up my phone to text versus, which is why I like Discord, because I can have Discord on my, well, I don't have a PC problem now. That was many moons ago. That was before PC took over my life in terms of I had to have 3 curved monitors that don't even fit on my desk. I had to do some fancy footwork. But I use every monitor. Like, somebody asked me the other day, do you really use all that monitor? Every fucking space on all 3 monitors is taken with something.
No
I have
joke,
the left
porn is a
side.
necessity.
The left side has my Battle.net, my Steam, my Origin. It has my Netflix. My right side has my browser, Discord, Zoom, some other shit, and some other shit. And then my main display is whatever game I'm playing. At some point, I'm going to probably get... I looked at the price of the fucking graphics cards. Why? Why is the 2080 fucking $900?
You don't even want to. You know how much I paid for mine.
I don't understand that kind of behavior, guys. It's a fucking graphics card.
Sometimes.
I think I wanted the...
Brains matter, damn it.
The only reason why I would get... If I were to get another graphics card, it would be... I would get the RTX 2080. But by the time I'm ready to get a new one, they'll be in the 4,000s already.
Probably.
And I would only do it so I could dual game.
There was a time where I was doing okay, and I'm like, the new Titan card is coming out. I think I have enough. I get stock as a bonus. Well, I think I have enough stock to sell that I can buy one. And the only thing that stopped me was I'm afraid of owing money to the feds because I hate owing money to the feds during tax season.
Welcome to my life.
But yeah,
I'm gonna die owing them. The latest... Yeah, this shit's fucking... For the TI, because I would get the TI. It doesn't make sense to not get the TI. That shit's $1,200, guys.
That's just like an entry-level car, too.
And I don't get taxes back. Who gets taxes back? It isn't this bitch. I'm in a different tax bracket. Even if I did get a refund, it would go to the government anyway because I owe them a ton of money. But what I didn't know is mo money, mo problems.
Yeah, now I'm married. I have 2 pugs.
I'm in the you don't get a refund tax bracket. That's the tax bracket I'm in. That's
but
the way.
you own pugs.
That's literally what it says on my tax forms. Bitch, you ain't getting a refund. And I have children. All the children do is make it where I don't owe money.
I need to figure out how to get social security numbers for my pugs. Claim them as dependents.
Ugh. But I don't... I mean, I owe back taxes, but... I had to get an extension for this year's, but... No, not in my tax bracket. There's...
So, in the
I'm not a homeowner
effort to
either.
keep this WoW related, if you have extra tax money, get yourself a 6-month subscription to WoW. But be responsible with your money first and foremost. Responsible and be here.
Listen, you don't even need a subscription. You don't need money. Go make some gold, guys.
But what if they don't have an active account?
You get a trial. You just message them and tell them you need to get on your account because you have money.
But I'm like an introvert. I don't like that.
You send them a fucking chat on their website. WoW Time is like, of all the things to spend your money on, it's the least expensive. Like, I guarantee you pay more than that for your fucking donuts. That's pretty cheap. It's pretty cheap. But now that we've officially derailed, we are going to wrap things up. My cold medicine has kicked in, and I'm feeling great about that. But I do need to eat, and I have food in the microwave. Guys, this was probably a shitty show, but you know what? It's all right. We weren't even going to have one because Alex's birthday was today, and I knew Secret was out, and I was going to die quietly. But I just decided, who does that? Let's be men. Let's be mighty men. But the good news is Belle's learning to be an adult. The way that you learn to be an adult is you become okay with delegating. Sometimes when we don't have the show on Thursday, it's either because I didn't have time to prep throughout the week because of work, or because something happened at work meltdown-wise, and I'm fielding 70 fucking messages and playing middleman because words are hard. So NB's going to be stepping up to the plate with some show prep stuff. So that way when shit is on fire during the week, I can at least always go and do the show and feel good about it was prepped.
It reminds me, I better go to Denver later and buy some bags of Coke.
Bags of Coke?
I really don't mean that, by the way, Twitch. Believe me.
Is it still illegal? Aren't they just legalizing everything now?
I don't know.
Well,
it's probably baking soda anyway.
My meds have kicked in because my nose is now running. And I'm in my pajamas, guys. This is my PJs. I just want you to know that I gave the effort. I didn't give you all my effort today, but I gave you effort, and that is more than I gave a lot of people this week.
Can't wait to raid with you.
Well, as long as I should be fine by Sunday. I'll be really surprised if I'm still sick. I drank my weight in orange juice yesterday.
Just smoke a brisket on Saturday and call it good.
I smoked a brisket on Sunday for Easter. It was delicious.
I didn't say... I don't care about what you did in the past. I'm saying do it again. It's delicious.
Oh, I have steak, too. I'm going to make tomorrow. I didn't want to make it today because I'm sick, and then I wouldn't get the flavor. But, guys, we'll be back next week. I'm pretty sure Secret will be on next week as well. I think it was just this week's schedule in terms of work. Though he tweeted and then added at his company and was talking shit. So, me and my husband aren't sure how much longer Secret's going to be employed. Because I feel like they might frown upon him shit-talking and then adding his company on Twitter. I feel like that's how you get fired. I told my husband, did he really at his company? He's like, oh yeah, he tweeted to them. He was talking shit on their healthcare.
Oh yeah, I did want to see that. Yeah.
So see, if Secret is in need of employment, he'll tweet. But we will be back next week. I talked about doing the show on the weekend when it was convenient, but I don't like being locked into the weekends. So I don't think we went very far with that conversation. Just because it'd be easier for me in terms of I wouldn't be so dead tired because it'd be the weekend. But I think Secret has issues with the weekend, which is code for he just doesn't want to. Because he likes to do whatever weird shit he does on the weekends. Cook tri-tip and rub his roommate's nipples. I don't know what Secret does. But, so... Tomorrow's Friday. That's exciting. Let's see if I make it through to Friday.
Oh yeah, and PSA alert: don't be a fucktwat. Don't ruin Endgame for anybody else.
Are you talking about spoilers?
Yes, I will stab somebody. I swear to God.
Listen, I agree on the spoiler situation. However, on Saturday, I am fucking tweeting. So if you don't want any spoilers, keep your ass off Twitter.
Copy on removing you from Twitter.
All you have to do is mute. You mute.
No, I've made my decision.
If you mute certain words, you won't see spoilers. I muted everything related to Endgame on Twitter so that I don't have spoilers. But best believe, when I walk out of that theater all up in my emotions, oh, I'm tweeting. So if you don't want spoilers, I'll try to be vague. I was pretty good about Infinity Wars. I was really good. There wasn't any spoilers, and I was deep in my emotions. Like, I was all the way in. But you guys know I don't leave the house. So when I put on pants to go to a movie, it's pretty fucking serious. And I only do that for Marvel and or Star Wars, Star Trek, all that good stuff. But Marvel movies are the only ones I put on pants for. Same. So, yeah, just mute the words Endgame and you won't get spoiled. But try not to spoil if you can. But everybody should have seen the movie by Sunday. Like, if you haven't been to the theater to see the movie by Sunday, I pre-bought my tickets because I don't want to have to wait in line and
They
all
sold
that.
out pretty quickly, though. It's really difficult to get tickets, at least here in the Denver metro area.
Yeah, no, they did here. Like, that's the reason I got Saturday. I wanted to get the day it opened, but for my work schedule, I couldn't guarantee that I could get away in the middle of the day to, like, whatever, so... And then my daughter works, so I actually had to ask her to take Saturday off so that I could have a babysitter to go. But I think we're going earlier, like maybe 4 or 5, because I like to game in the evening, so. But Saturday's the day I'm really excited. I think it's Saturday. I should probably double check that, huh? But yeah, don't spoil if you can avoid it. Although if you watch Game of Thrones, feel free to throw all the spoilers on there, because I don't watch it and don't care.
Jeez.
So, mute Endgame. That's all you have to do. Mute it on Twitter. You won't see anything that has those 2 words on your Twitter feed. It's true. The only reason I don't watch Game of Thrones is because it isn't interesting. I watched the first episode, and one could argue that like it has to ramp up, but that isn't common with things that are of value to me. Usually, if it doesn't have me in the first episode, I do recommend you watch The Resident, though, because that shit is on fire. Okay, guys. Thanks for loving me, even though I look like shit.
Agreed.
Thanks for loving me. And thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. I think we're done. Are we done? I'm about to sneeze.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I'm prepared, it's not going to happen. The second I'm not ready for the sneeze, I'm going to randomly sneeze and pee myself. That's life, guys. That's how we do. I guess I should probably fix the outro. I thought I did, but I didn't. Poor Rem. He's just a constant reminder of my failures as a human.
I also.
Okay, so you know, I barely actually logged into Facebook and checked Facebook and posted on Facebook. Then a few hours later, I was like, again, this is just depressing me. All these memories and reminders of the years before of just Ghosts of Christmas Fuckers. That would be a good movie though, right? The Ghost of Christmas Fuckers.
Would that be like a parody movie?
Yeah, it would be. It would be a parody. Oh shit, I dropped my thing. So this is what I got that's going on my... This is gonna go directly behind me.
Huh.
It's the actual Rohan banner. And then, I haven't decided what else is going back there. I'm gonna start with the one, and then I figured the rest will jump out at me. I suppose I should probably stop the show. Where's the button?